Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, guys. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my Week 8 NFL previews and analysis. This video is for the first game of the weekend, the Thursday night game between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This game will be played down in Tampa, and you have two teams, NFC South teams, headed in two totally different directions. The Panthers coming into this game having won two straight to go to 3-3, and Tampa Bay still winless on the season at 0-6. And, the remedy the Panthers have been using here in these last two games are very efficient games by Cam Newton and a dominant defense. Their defense played very well at home last week against a Rams team that came into the game playing very well also. And both these teams boast very good run defenses. These two teams in the top 5 in rushing defense. So I think the rush yards will be hard to come from on both sides of the ball. But I think what Carolina's defensive front brings in addition to stopping the run is a pass rush. Whether it's Greg Hardy on the outside, whether it's the two young tackles, Star Lotulelei or Kawan Short, who both had their respective best games of the season last week against a Rams team that had been running the ball well coming into the game. Greg Hardy on the end had a sack as well last week. You still have Luke Kuechly, obviously. That back end becoming a little bit more opportunistic. They had a pick 6 last week as well. So I really like this entire Panthers defense. They're second in the NFL in total defense. As far as Tampa Bay is concerned, look, Doug Martin is going to be out for the year now. Mike James will be at running back. Even when Doug Martin was healthy, this is a team that averaged less than 4 yards a carry running the ball. I think their running attack in this one will be pretty much non-existent to a large extent. Can Mike Glennon put the game on his shoulders and win it? I'm not too sure about that because of the level I think Carolina's defense is at. But I do think that Glennon will find Vincent Jackson. He's proved he can do that. Vincent Jackson is having a heck of a year. That Tampa Bay defense, if you look at their components of that defense, they have talented players in the back end with a Revis, certainly with a Deshaun Goldson and a Mark Barron and a Jonathan Banks who's really coming on. But something just doesn't mesh with this team. And I can't help but think, as I've been saying for weeks, that Greg Schiano has just completely lost this team. And their game plans are suspect at times. Their play calling are suspect at times. They do play a little bit better at home. But again, I don't think since Mike Glennon has been inserted as the quarterback, they've played a defense to the level of certainly the Panthers. And it really kind of confused me against Atlanta that they got beat at the line of scrimmage in the trenches in a game against Atlanta where I thought they had a little bit of an advantage on both sides of the ball in the trenches. Matt Ryan ate them alive. I think Cam Newton will do the same, especially if Tampa comes out in that soft zone, which again is perplexing when you have Darrelle Revis to come out and play a zone like that. But Tampa has been prone to doing that. I know this is a tough spot because you got a team going on the road in Tampa, in a primetime game at Tampa. Carolina is favored in this game, but I just like Carolina to go over 500 for the first time in the Ron Rivera era. Believe it or not, they've started the last two seasons 1-5. They're at 3-3 now. I think this is where Cam Newton develops some consistency, and I think that defense comes up big, forces a couple turnovers, puts them in favorable field position. I like Carolina -6 on the road against Tampa, who I think is in complete freefall mode after what I saw last week against a severely depleted Falcons team. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, guys. This is the first preview of the week, but I preview every game every week. And I also recap every game every week. And I'll be doing some special Inside the Numbers posts for almost every game as well a little later in the week. So be sure to subscribe and catch all that. Thanks for listening, and have a great night.